Well, Plymouth, Michigan, here it is, the way we all hate hauling glass. Flatbed. They could use a step here. They have a lift truck. This is the framed glass. Rides up here on this frame, this metal frame, and then somehow they make it back to the manufacturer. Somebody will have to come and get a whole truckload of frames. Of course, this is just the regular A-frame setup that I have. You see the end caps here that protect the tarp. Pedal blocks and straps. But yeah, not a fan of the flatbed. Everything's up there so high to work on, and right now the deck is icy, so I got my ladder out. I've been climbing up and down it. It'll be all right. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, which was my scheduled time. They said they'd probably get me in a half an hour, and then from there home. But there is your there's your flatbed load of glass, and this place here is going to be a tight turn. One of the Melton drivers is behind me. You might be able to see him through there. There he is. He came and helped me roll tarps. Pull tarps and roll tarps. So when I get done, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to help him pull and help him roll tarps. Sad part is, it seems I get help from other companies more than I get help from fellow Maverick drivers. It's been that way for a bit. I don't know what's happened in the company where Maverick guys don't want to help Maverick guys, but there you go. Friday the 22nd, 12 o'clock at noon. Got the tractor washed yesterday. They did a pretty good job on it this time. I will give it to them. It's nice and clean. I'm in Churchill, Tennessee. Headed to Quebec, Canada. This is the trailer I had that had the flatbed load on it. Showed it to you with nothing on it. I had to turn it in for brakes. Not brakes, tires. This tire here, every time I'd stop for the night, it would go flat. And next morning the air inflator would inflate it back up, but it still shouldn't go flat. So I turned it in, they fixed that. And it only had one glass tarp on it. So it had to have a glass tarp added. They took a glass tarp off, added a steel tarp, but you can't reload it. Well, you could, I guess, but you need the glass tarps to really properly load it up. Hope everybody's home time was good. I got a deadhead Wednesday about 9 o'clock, and then a phone call from the fleet manager asked me if I'd gotten my deadhead, and I said yeah, which is kind of not horribly unusual, but unusual, because normally what they do is they put a load on you and it'll have your empty miles, and then below that or beside that it'll have your loaded miles. Your empty miles get you here to where you're picking up, wherever you're picking up at, and then your loaded miles of course get you to the cosigning. And this one didn't have that, so got down here Wednesday. Loading gonna be ready till Saturday. Don't deliver till Tuesday. I'm like, you're freaking hogging me. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I could have stayed home for 3 more days had I known when the load picked up, when the load delivered. I deliver in Mont. Man, I don't know. It's French, and my French isn't very good. I know they make fries and stuff. Mont, Montmagny, Quebec, Canada. It's about 2 hours east of Quebec, so almost to New Brunswick again. Might be able to see that. Might not. Too much glare. Anyhow, it's about 200 miles east of Quebec City. I'm going to be directly above. I guess it would be, what big city down here? Not really any big city. But anyhow, it's 1,163 miles, 20 hours to get there. I can drive 13 in Canada if I wanted to. I don't want to sit by the wheel for 13. Try to dig as many hours as I can for Saturday, because this is going to be a really, really short week. This is going to be a painfully short week. Had the grandbaby's birthday, and the family, unbeknownst to me, filed paperwork with the Geneva Convention. I'm not allowed to bring home any more stuffed animals for my grandbaby. And personally, I don't believe it's any of their affair. I'll bring home all the stuffed animals I want. Okay, I won't bring home any more stuffed animals. I was out in Texas and I found this little cow about this long with long horns on it, and it was all plush, even the horns. I wasn't allowed to bring it home. I think they had the firing squad ready there. Picked her up a really cool, cute Canadian bear. I was up in Canada, and it's a little bear, and it's in the Canadian Mountie outfit. And then I picked her up I was at IKEA and picked her up this panda. This panda's really soft. She loves it. Miles for the week, 738. That's ugly. That's ugly. It's gonna be, but I mean, that's the problem with trying to get home. $514 is all I've made this week. That's the problem with going home. I mean, that truly is. It's the same thing with getting a job. If you want a job that gets you home every night and home every weekend, you're going to make less money. You want to be out here and you want to stay out here. You know, the young guys that stay out here, they don't have a home. They don't have a family. I talked to one kid. He's going to do it 4 years. He's going to run his butt off. He's probably putting $80,000 maybe a year in an IRA. Good on him. You know, get himself a good start, then find another job or settle down close to home or whatever. But like I was talking to the driver last night that I know, I could never see myself doing this over the road my entire life. I just look at my health here, putting on weight, sitting 10, 12 hours a day, going to bed, getting up all different hours, all different times. Deliver at 7 in the morning, deliver at 2 in the afternoon, you know, and your clock has to rotate around for that. Then you have time zones. I'm going to be in the Atlantic time zone. I don't even know when my delivery time is. I think it's early. 9 o'clock in the morning. So from there probably to Geneva, New York. Cannot make that in one day. I do not believe. But I just could not imagine doing this my whole life. I see the people, the guys walking into the truck stop, and the obesity rate, the heart rate, the sugar rate, diabetes rate, all that is just crazy in trucking because of lack of physical activity. You know, I don't know that I've ever been this heavy. But I haven't had any soda pop. I had one yesterday, none today so far, and I'm going to try to have none. I got water. I got to start working on it. But I'd like to have stayed home a couple of more days. Didn't happen. I did add some information on our Facebook page about that place up in Plymouth. Plenty of room until you get up in the morning. And then there's cars everywhere. And I had the 48-footer flatbed, and I had to pull up, and I just had to keep doing this. You know, I could only move 2-3 feet at a time, cut the wheel 2-3 feet, 2-3 feet. And the other driver there spotted me and helped me, and they finally come out and moved the car. Young, nice kid. He's like, I knew I shouldn't have parked here. And once he got that out of the way, it was helpful. But yeah, it's a big blind side back in, easy, big wide bay, unload you with a forklift. So once I got in, like I'd mentioned, the other driver helped me roll all my tarps and stuff. So once I got back in, got all my securements done, I went, actually it was right after I'd pulled the tarps, the video of me pulling tarps. They told me to go ahead and pull the tarps outside. So I pulled the tarps, and he said it'll be half an hour. I said good. So I actually helped him back out onto the street, turn around, back in the driveway, and back all the way around to where I was, because that was really, for a 53-footer, that is the only way it's going to happen there. Very nice people, I will say that. Very accommodating, very nice, very helpful. But I added that information onto the maroon glass holes page that you really need to come in off the street, back and back. At night, it's not a problem. Ain't a car there. Back all the way in, back into the parking lot, stay up against the fence. Also showed, you know, where you need to be parked in the bay when you unload. It's a very wide bay, but they want you way to the right because they come in with this side of a forklift and this side with a forklift. But over here's where you can't see is a lot more room. So you back in, snug it way up to that side of the bay. So I went out and helped him roll his tarps up, get his stuff secured, went back in and finished up mine. It's never a quick offload with a forklift, but they were pretty quick. 3 guys on the job, one on the fork truck, 2 on the trailer, and they got it off about as fast as you can get it with a forklift. Cranes are nice because you just pick it up and throw it over. Forklifts, you got to maneuver around things and stuff, but it worked out good. And I got some home time, got my face drilled by the dentist, and now I'm going to sit for about 3 days. I'm going to end up having a reset probably. Drive for 6 hours and get another reset, start with a fresh 70-hour clock. Kind of urinates me a little bit. Because I don't really know how the $1,000 a week guarantee works. I thought you had to be available on a Monday to get that. Monday I was available. I was on the road, so I mean I don't know how that works, but there's definitely not going to be much miles this week. But we'll knock out what we can Saturday and blast up there. Got to get all the paperwork done. Got to get the trailer, verify my BOL against the STOS, do my leaving shipper, do my trailer pickup form, do all my Canadian paperwork, fax all my Canadian paperwork, do my leaving shipper, do my estimated time arrival in Canada at the border, and pre-trip truck and trailer if I didn't mention that. So I mean, it's it could be a good 2 hours by the time you just get your hands on the trailer before you can even roll a tire. Rules, laws, regulations, and all that. It's just part of it. It's just what you know, part of what you do and don't get paid for. I mean, Mavericks up their Canada pay for crossing the border because of the amount of paperwork and what you have to go through, which is good on them. But the other things you do, you know, just to keep rolling and be legal and do it the right way, there's no compensation for it. It all gets bundled into your miles per cents per mile. And my average last heyday, I think, if I took in all the money I made, the amount of miles I rolled, it ended up being 77 cents a mile, I think is what it came out to be. It's good money. The fellow that was unloading behind me, I think he said he's making 56, 54. I think he'd been with the company 6 years. So I am thankful I'm here. There are things I complain about, but I don't care where you work at. There's things you complain about. And most of it you can't change. You just blow off a little steam, turn the ignition, and just go. There's just nothing you can do about it, and it's not going to change. But that's okay. Man, there's so many more worse companies out there you can even think about working for. That's for sure. I mean, just look at the stuff rolling down the highway. Next time you're on the highway, look at the trucks rolling around you. You'll see some really nice ones, and you'll see one that might be held together with wire ties. You know, you don't know. And passing that level 1 gives you a pretty good indication Maverick's got good equipment. I wasn't worried about the truck. It's only got 60-some thousand miles on it. It was more the trailer, older trailer. So we'll talk, and I'll let you know something or anything about Canada.